I would talk through the mic. I think you can hear me, but I'm going to take the mask off in a second. But
I feel like Kane when he removed his mask for the first time. Even though you've seen me a million times. Hello! Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to quickly put this into a good position because it looks fucking cool as fuck. Right. You get to see nice fucking... It doesn't look as cool as it did the first time I did this video. Which is the first thing I'm going to mention is the fact that I've recorded this video already. But I forgot to plug my mic in, so I had no audio. Which is great for an audio, mostly audio video. And I mean, you can tell by the title of this what this video is going to be in the end. Some stuff I want to talk about first, but I wanted to just, you know, do a sick intro, and I had my mask and I have the belt. So there's that. I'll bring that back later for a reason. Right, so first I want to say about everything. Where have I been? What is this? What's that? Because everything just doesn't make sense on this channel anymore. So firstly, Away Out. That series is going and going and going. Because the first time we did that last year, never got to an end on it. Because there was never a recorded end. I fucked up in recording, and that's just what happened. So this time it is recorded. Everything is recorded. We're uploading it slowly. That will be going up. Bit of suspense and all that. You'll see that over the coming weeks. So yeah. There's also some football videos going up. If you came from Deathridge's channel, you'll know that they were happening because I've been making them with Deathridge now for about a week. Haven't looked at the footage that much from all them videos. Got to go through, edit them, put them up. They'll be up by end of next week. Hopefully, at least one of them will. Yes, there's the rest. There's the football content coming. There's the Way Out, the wrestling content. Because I wanted to go into this because I love wrestling, so it made sense. The series that started, that's going to come back at some point. I don't know what point that is because it's a tough one. It's really difficult to record it or edit it or get the fucking commentary done. It's a lot of work. If you come here for the wrestling content, you probably watch bigger YouTubers than me. Your likes of Delzinski, your Mirths YT, your Mathwix 97X. Guys like that who've done these universe modes for years, and you see they take a while to upload shit, not as long as I have, but they are coming. I just need to get around to recording them, editing them, getting everything done. When that is on the way, then you will see them. So that's coming back at some point. Now on to what you may have seen in my descriptions on both Way Out videos. If you actually check the description, very professional of me. If you check the descriptions, you'll see there's a thing to Ethan's channel, obviously, because both of them were with him, and there's also a thing, and I think I said it's my new partner. Yes, this channel has got a partnership. Don't ask. It's mad. Yeah, so Hemp Elf. Hemp Elf is a thing they sell. Well, it's in the name. But some of the things that they sell, I mean, I've watched Mike Fox, and that's where I found out about them, and he talks a lot, really well about them. I'm not really good at this shit. The one thing they do sell is the pen things, and they are great. I'm not going to endorse a product I've not tried and I don't agree with. And I'm not just doing this all stoners and right. No, these things are great for people who've got issues. Things like anxieties, especially social anxieties. Any anxieties altogether, really, because anxiety attacks are horrendous. These things can help with them. Because anxiety is a tough thing, and it's something I've dealt with most of my life, and that were on my own until a couple of months ago, and now I'm trying to push my boundaries with it and get rid of it. And yeah, these things really help. Anytime your anxiety is really flaring up, I know it's not always a persuasive thing, but it's a good thing to have just in case. Just don't overuse it. Don't go stupid. Don't be using it for the wrong reasons. If you want to buy it and use it for your own personal use in any way you want, then go for it. I'm not endorsing that. I'm endorsing the anxiety side of these things, because these things really help with calming anxiety and makes you feel better. Honestly, it does. It calms it all. It's great. It's honestly great, and I'm going to back that. I'll always back that. So yeah, if you want that, go down to the description, press my link, and just buy it. It's at least worth the try. Even if it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for everyone. Not everything works for everyone. That's simply how it is. And now, the reason we are here. wrestling content, predictions content, and before I get into the predictions of the predictions part content, so this is all how this is all going to work. I'm going to do predictions on everything that's happening this WrestleMania week. So you've got your NXT, you've got your WrestleMania, obviously. I think Impact's on this weekend, or it's next weekend. I think that's it. I don't think AEW have an event coming up soon. So yeah, I'm going to be doing predictions for all them. And that's going to work. I'm going to go under 70% of the things wrong, then if I get over 70%, if I don't get 70% of them correct, then I will be doing a punishment. I haven't decided what that is. You'll probably see that in the WrestleMania video. That'll be going up probably on Saturday, so that I can watch SmackDown, get every match that's confirmed, and get the best thing at predicting them all. So that's going to happen probably on Saturday. You'll see that, and I'll probably put my thing in there. I wanted to do this with another YouTuber. I wanted to get a YouTuber who knows nothing about wrestling, who his interest isn't in this shit, and I wanted him to make predictions on this shit to try and prove that, to see the thing of, do you need to know wrestling to predict wrestling, which sounds stupid, but it's like, do you need to know football to predict football? And I have the idea, do you need to know something to predict it? I'd love to try and make a series out of that now, think of it, but I want to try and do this with the wrestling thing. And if Ethan sees this before I've talked to him about this, because it's going to be Ethan, because it's always Ethan for everything, I have this idea and I want to see how it goes. And Ethan actually has this video to look back on with me talking about shit if he wants to do it. If he's up for the idea, it's a great idea in my eyes. If he is, I'll put a video onto this channel with him doing his, and then in the WrestleMania one, I'll do both mine and his and stuff like that. And it's just going to be a real good test of that, because I really want to see if it is, and if he agrees to it, you'll see. If he doesn't, then he doesn't, and you'll just see mine. There's a lot of shit with Ethan coming anyway. I mean, when we get to the end of the Way Out series, there's a lot coming with things on that. So, without further ado, I think we should get into the predictions of this. So, the first match is the pre-show of Stand and Deliver. It's Zoe Stark versus Toni Storm. A match that just is thrown together on a pre-show for no reason. I've never really saw NXT actually have a match on their pre-show, but I get what it is. It's going to be a thing, you know. Both of these wrestlers need momentum. Zoe Stark is new to the company, and she's been pushed really heavily, and it seems like they really want to build her up as this big star, and I think that's great. And if they're going to do it, then do it correctly, and if you're going to do it correctly, you need her to beat Toni Storm. And that's a tough one, because I love Toni Storm, and I think she needs more momentum. She needs something, because she came back to NXT, she made her return, and not much has happened since she did that. She challenged for the women's title a couple of times against Io Shirai, and she lost. Kind of takes away that heat. We need more. If we're going to build her up, probably give these two a good match on a pre-show. Not going to do much, but whoever gets the win here is going to push them forward, obviously. And I think if either of these are going to win, it's going to be Zoe Stark. They seem to be pushing the fact that Zoe Stark's a good wrestler, and Zoe Stark is the future of the women's division here in NXT, and it's an interesting one. And it's tough to not go with Toni Storm. I've backed her since the beginning. I've really, on everything I've seen of NXT UK, NXT, all of it, and even my time on Progress. I haven't watched Progress. I love Progress. I love ICW. I love the independent wrestling scene in the UK. It's amazing. I haven't fully watched every little bit of everything yet. I need to get onto that. And luckily, it's all on the G Network. Perfect. But yeah, I mean, I've been backing Toni Storm for a while, and even when I go back to NXT UK, the women's title thing they were doing, the whole tournament in Birmingham, was NXT UK in Birmingham, when they're doing the tapings for the show that's on weekly now. I was backing Toni Storm for that whole thing. I was like, Toni Storm's going to win this. Obviously, she's going to win this. Gets to the final fight to Rhea Ripley and loses it, which was a shock. I was like, that's not what I was expecting. But NXT UK have done that a lot. You thought that Mustache Mountain would be the first tag team champions, and it wasn't. It was the Young Veterans, I'm pretty sure, beat them, which shocked me. But it's like, fair enough, good wrestlers, and they're on this card as well. But yeah, good on. But I'm saying that, yeah, Zoe Stark is getting the win here. Sorry, Tony Storm. Next matchup, the first match on the main card of NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver on night 1. The MSK versus Zach Gibson and James Drake of Grizzled Young Veterans take on Raul Mendoza and I can't remember the name of the other one. DJZ. I can't remember his name in WWE because he's just Legado del Fantasma. I can't remember his name. So yeah, take it. So that's the triple threat for the NXT Tag Team Championships. I'm gonna rule Legado del Fantasma straight away, unless they're gonna go with Escobar to win the Cruiserweight title match, and then they're gonna go with Legado del Fantasma holding all the belts, which I think they should have put them on the belts on them last year, not on Danny Burch and O'Rourke, and I got why they did it with the whole Pat McAfee thing and all his shit. But I think they should have put it on Legado del Fantasma, had them be a power force of NXT in America, because you had Imperium there. Imperium haven't really done much. I think they need to come back to NXT UK a bit more. I'm going to talk about them later though, when we get to a match including one of their members, obviously being Walter. But for this one, I'm going to say Legado del Fantasma aren't going to win the belts. It's then to Grizzly Young Veterans and MSK, and logically MSK should be the ones to take the belts. They won the Dusty Rhodes Classic against Grizzly Young Veterans, but that kind of thing, Grizzly Young Veterans get their win back and win the tag belts, could work. It's a big thing. But MSK are owed a NXT tag title opportunity, which I thought one v tag team 2v2. In the show, third thing I didn't really make sense. And I think really you've got to put it on a sneaky win for Grizzly Young Veterans. I think Legado del Fantasma are going to take the pin. MSK aren't going to be involved in it. I'd love to see MSK win the belts. I really would. I just can't see it happening. I feel like Grizzly Young Veterans are going to win it, and really they do deserve it. I mean, I don't like Zach Gibson. Obviously he's a massive fan of Liverpool. It's like, that's simply that. And it's like, he is the real heel. He's a really good heel. He's good at what he does. I'm always going to go back to NXT UK when I went to watch it, when I went to the Birmingham show. The hatred that he gets in there, the boos, it's all fucking, he's the purest heel on the roster. He's now in NXT, I don't think he's as big, but when he was in the UK, he's still hated in America, but it isn't as big as it was in the UK. And like the chance of shoes off if you hate Zach Gibson, shit like that, they really went, like the fans really went hardcore on the thing of hating Zach Gibson. Zach Gibson did a good job at making that happen and intensifying it as much as he could. And I think in America, because Young Veterans have showed they're great wrestlers, they deserve the belts. I don't want them to win the belts. I want MSK to win the belts, but I've got to go with the Grizzly Young Veterans here. As much as I'd love that feel-good moment for MSK to do again, to beat Grizzly Young Veterans and then have a program with Grizzly Young Veterans versus MSK, because only Lorcan and Danny Burch aren't coming back for them belts anytime soon, with Danny Burch being out injured. So I think we have them two teams fight it, but I think it's better to go with the dynamic of Grizzly Young Veterans getting their win back, because 2 years in a row they've lost the Dusty Rhodes Classic final. Maybe that might be the thing that push it, that beat MSK. They finally get their big win, and then you can have a little thing between MSK and Grizzly Young Veterans, and I'm assuming that would end in Grizzly Young Veterans losing the belts to MSK. But I mean, if Trey Miguel, was it Trey Miguel? Yes, it's Trey Miguel. If he would have signed for NXT, I would have been like, this would be the time to debut him, but he's signed into a contract with Impact, and it's a bit shit, really. But I think MSK will win the belts at some point. I just think right now it's going to be the Grizzly Young Veterans who win it. I've got to say, I'm doing this in the order I think they're going to come up on the card. I don't know how the card's going to look. I just know the main events of each night are the women's title and the men's title. That's all that's been announced. But the second match, I'm going to go in the Cheetah versus Pete Dunne. What a match this is going to be. This is two men who can put on a fucking clinic, and it's going to be a clinic given the time. And it's NXT, they're going to be given the time. It's a 5-match card on night 1 and a 4-match card on night 2. I get why, because the match on night 2 are a lot more stipulated. But these two are going to put on a fucking barn burner. I think every match on this card is going to be a barn burner. I didn't say it in the NXT Tag Title thing, but in NXT, tag titles are taken seriously. The tag teams are taken seriously. If you go back, you've had DIY versus the Authors of Pain versus Revival. DIY versus Revival as well as just that. DIY versus Authors of Pain. Revival versus American Alpha. DIY versus Mustache Mountain. There's been a lot of good tag team matches, unlike on the main roster, which is the tag titles don't matter. But here they do, and I don't think there's going to be a bad match on the card. They're all going to be amazing matches. The worst probably is going to be the gauntlet, because there's not much you can do in a gauntlet, but there's going to be some mad spots in there. We know that. But this match, yes. Anyway, Kushida versus Pete Dunne. Started off with the fact that Pete Dunne was eliminated by Kushida with the fucking hoverboard lock in the Battle Royal, and just Kushida refused to let go. Great. I don't get it. Kushida is not a heel, but he's not a face. Pete Dunne is a heel as fuck right now. I'd love for Bate and Trent to be in America right now, and you form that Mustache Mountain in America. You form British Strong Style in America. Heel team because they're British, and just have them fucking rip through teams. I just don't see that happening, but this is going to be an amazing match. Who needs the momentum more? Kushida's came up short so many times. He's had so many chances at turning belts and lost every single one. He's not grabbed that brass ring yet, as Vince McMahon always said that grabbing that brass ring. He hasn't grabbed it. And Pete Dunne, 600 and something days NXT UK champion. Second longest in history. I mean, he's one of 3 champions, which is mad that the belt's been going so many years. I think it was 2017 the belt was introduced, and 3 champions. That's how you build a fucking belt. Obviously, the whole thing we're at the moment is a bit sketchy, but that's the way it is. And I think Pete Dunne could do a win. Pete Dunne coming off the Balor feud and losing there for the belt so much. I think whoever wins here, this is going to be a push thing towards either the North American or the NXT title will be the next contender. Because they haven't showed Kushida to be able to contend for that NXT title. And I think a win over Pete Dunne would get that, but a win for Pete Dunne would be great. Because Triple H, we know, loves Pete Dunne. Triple H, I think, would want this. He is the baby of NXT UK. He's the UK guy for Triple H, and I think we're gonna have to go with Pete Dunne to win it. It's gonna be an amazing match, and I think Pete Dunne's just gonna pull out the win in the end. It's gonna be very brutal. I mean, Pete Dunne's gonna probably snap his fingers to stop a hoverboard lock. Shit like that's gonna happen. It's going to be an amazing match. You're not going to probably see like mad spots. Maybe Kushida will do some dives and Pete will do a couple of dives, but it's going to be more fucking brutality and ripping each other to pieces, which is what you love to see. And now I'm going to have to get the belt for this one. NXT United Kingdom. I messed that up. United Kingdom Championship. And while we do this, I'm going to hold the belt. United Kingdom Championship, Tommaso Ciampa versus the NXT UK champion, Volta. Volta holding the belt now 600 and something days, 700 and something days? I think it's 700 and something days now. Has some amazing defences, not many defences, which people are ripping into him. He's like, he hasn't defended the belt as much as Pete Dunne, but he's been in the UK. It's not been that easy. You can't defend it here. I mean, lockdowns were great, big lockdowns, and now luckily they've been able to have NXT UK come back. So they can't rip into it for being champion for that long and say, oh, but it doesn't count. It's like saying Kairi Ray's defences don't count because of it. Gallus holding the belts as long as they did. It isn't their fault, but yeah, that's the way it is. And these two, hard-hitting match. This is going to be fucking hard-hitting. And I know I can see something coming at the end of it. There's going to be some big lead on from this, especially with the way it's been built, with the whole Ciampa Timothy Thatcher thing and the Imperium, and then whole Ciampa going for Walter thing was because Thatcher was taken out. Maybe it was Imperium, and then you've got also Killing Dane was taken out, most likely Imperium, because yeah, it makes sense. Which then leaves you with Drake Maverick, who got murdered by Volta, and Tommaso Ciampa. the tag team partners of Killian Dane and Timothy Thatcher. And I can see this match is going to be hard hitting, and I'm going to go for Walter to retain because he's got another defence tomorrow night against Rampage Brown on NXT UK Prelude, which I will be doing. I'll do the predictions for after NXT predictions, standard deliver predictions. So yeah, I can obviously Walter's going to win this. He's got to defend the belt tomorrow against Rampage Brown. But these two are going to put on a hard match, and I can see Imperium are going to go to get involved. Out comes Thatcher. He gets overwhelmed. Out comes Dane and Maverick to even the odds. You've got your 3 and 3. Thatcher, Drake Maverick, and Dane. Maverick ain't going to do much, I know. Maverick's a good competitor though, which he's shown in this past year. He really has. So you're not going to have him there, and then you're going to see the heel turn. You're going to see Dane and Thatcher turn on Maverick, just maybe even turn on Ciampa, ref knocked down, and then it's just chaos. Ciampa being battered by all 5 men. All of this thing of your 4 men of Imperium plus Killian Dane and Timothy Thatcher, and building this massive thing of Imperium or Imperium, I don't know how you pronounce it. I was pronouncing Imperium for some reason. And then you're going to see it. You've got 6 men in Imperium then. And that leaves plenty of things to do. And you can then send... I'd probably say obviously you're going to send Volta back to NXT UK. Send Volta, Fabian Eichner, Marcel Barthels maybe. Or Dane. Oh, Dane and Wolf actually. That's one I've never thought of. Dane and Wolf. Send Dane and Wolf with Volta back to NXT UK with that NXT UK belt. And then you've got Dane and Wolf as this tag team in NXT UK, and they can go around and batter teams, and they can be a big team in NXT UK and probably end up fighting pretty deadly and beating them for the belts at some point. You've got Volta as the NXT UK champion for now, or even longer, I don't know. And then in the States, you've got Timothy Thatcher leading Fabian Eichner, Marcel Barthels, and you've got your 2 Imperiums ripping apart NXT and NXT UK. That's my prediction. That's what I want to see. That's me fantasy booking this shit. But I think either way, no matter if they don't go for that, Volta's winning here. There's no way around it because he's got to defend the belt against Rampage Brown tomorrow night. There's simply that. You can't bet against Volta here. It would be stupid to do that. No, the next match, the Gauntlet. NXT Takeover, Stand and Deliver, the North American Championship Gauntlet. Not for the belt, number 1 contenders this is. I don't know what the rules is. I'm going to get the rules up because, right, this is something for it. Gauntlet Eliminator rules. 2 men will start in the ring. Every 4 minutes another competitor will enter. The only way to be eliminated is via pinfall or submission. The last man remaining will challenge Johnny Gargano for the NXT North American title on night 2 of NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver. Yeah, I mean, fair enough. That's the rules to it. Entry orders, Isaiah Swerve Scott and Leon Ruff will start it off. Then you got Bronson Reed entering, then Cameron Grimes, Dexter Lumis, and in 6th place it's LA Knight. LA Knight, it's interesting because he lost his first match to Bronson Reed, so it's an interesting one. And he came here and he's got the 6th entrant in the Gauntlet. It's going to be a tough one. I could try and predict the entry, the order of eliminations. I can see Swerve Scott and Leon Ruff. Ruff's going to eliminate Scott. Probably that could happen before even all 6 men are in the ring. But I think they're going to leave it until all 6 are in the ring for any eliminations to happen. But yeah, Ruff's going to eliminate Scott. That's going to happen. Scott's going to get pissed. It's going to be like a roll up or something. He has that fucking weird fucking finish, doesn't he, Leon Ruff? Which I think is shit. Him winning the NXT North American title last year is like, that was a shock factor. Was it a good idea? At the time, no, but they've made him a star. He's done amazing off it, so fair enough to him. But yeah, I can see Isaiah Swerve Scott being eliminated by Ruff. I can't go in order. I think probably will be first. Then Scott's gonna fucking murder him in the ring. Grimes will probably clean him up. Someone will clear him up. Pinfalls. and rushes out. Bronson Reed, Eli Drake, they're going to go at it, of course. Their little feud thing they've got going now. Drake, I think, has got to get his win back on Bronson Reed. So I think Drake's got to eliminate Bronson Reed, but I think you're gonna see. I can't see. It's a tough one because I know who I want to win. I just don't know the order of eliminations to this. But I'd say Loomis and Grimes reignite their history from a couple of months ago. Loomis is gonna eliminate Grimes probably. It's gonna come down to Loomis, and I'm gonna keep calling him Drake. LA Knight. It's gonna come down to Loomis Knight, I think. I think Bronson Reed's going to take a lot of eliminating, but it's going to happen. And it's going to come down to Knight and Loomis because of the way the gauntlet ended. That smart move where LA Knight, I'm going to keep calling it Eli Drake, LA Knight went through the middle rope, got out of the ring, and then pulled Dexter Loomis down off the apron to that, and the smarts of not going over the top rope there. Very interestingly done, and I think that's going to then be Loomis is going to kill him. In the most Loomis way to kill someone possible. I don't know if I've got a belt on my shoulder. It's no longer about NXT UK title, but I will. It's a tough belt to hold. It really does your shoulder in. Holding it just like that. Right. So yeah, and I think we're gonna get down to them two, and Loomis is gonna win it. My money's on Dexter Loomis to win this in the end. I'm making my prediction on what I think will happen, but Loomis to win the belt, simple as that. But to win the gauntlet. Night 2 he's going to fight Johnny Gargano. I don't have a picture for that, so I'll do it here. And I can't see anything but Loomis beating Gargano. It's been built up for so long, this thing of Gargano Loomis. It's going to be a good match on night 2, and then Loomis is going to beat him. Maybe a Austin Theory heel turn on Gargano because, well, face turn I guess, but a heel turn. It's a weird one because of this whole thing of Indy Hartwell and Dexter Loomis having this. Indy Hartwell and Austin Theory having this attraction thing to Dexter Loomis from everything that's happened. And I can see Dexter Loomis winning the belt. He's going to win the belt, and that's my simple prediction. I can see a lot of title changes, I think. On this card, I can only see, I think, one champion retaining. Well, Cruiserweight title, someone's guaranteed to retain, but I can see one person apart from that retaining. The main event of night 1: Io Shirai, Raquel Gonzalez. It's been rumoured that Raquel Gonzalez has been groomed for this thing, obviously being shown as a monster, and the whole point of being shown as a monster is because she's going to win the big one here. She's going to take the NXT Women's title from Io Shirai, a belt Shirai beat Charlotte Flair for last year. I think I can see it happening. Do I think Raquel Gonzalez is in this position to win the NXT Women's title? No. I honestly don't. I don't think it's the right move. But I think Raquel Gonzalez is a great competitor, and she's showed it. She's done really well in the ring, I think. But you look at it, what have they done here? You had Dakota Kai and Raquel Gonzalez win the Dusty Women's Classic. You gave them the belts, and then they lost it on that night. And just to then put Shirai against Gonzalez. I think it's stupidly done. I'm going to say Gonzalez to win it 100%, but I don't think it's the right move. I think they should have kept Dakota and Raquel as that tag team, winning as the champions of the tag team division, and having that go, and have Shirai maybe Zoe Stark, Toni Storm, even like you've got the tag team champions now. You've got Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon, them even challenging for the women's belt because they're not a full-on tag team. Xia Li is probably going to challenge at some point because she's on a fucking roll right now. Like, build to that and have Xia Li take the belt, because I think that would have been a good one because of the way the built Xia Li to be in recent times. But yeah, my money's on Raquel Gonzalez winning it here. There's not much to that. It's a bit shit, but it is what it is. It's a long predictions video, I know this. I'm sorry about that, but there's too many matches to predict. Now, Night 2, the start of Night 2, Shotzi Blackheart, Ember Moon, the NXT Tag Team Women's Champions, as I mentioned in the Women's Title match, just a couple of days ago, versus Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell of The Way. Logically, Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae, a real tag team, really, that's kind of what it is. Would make sense to beat Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon, who are just put together and just these two best friends. But it gets to a point where it's like, are these two just best friends, or are they a team now? It gets pushed together in that point. I think they are a team. They don't have a name or anything, just Shotzi Blackheart and Ember Moon. They have their great engines, they have the tank. But I think you can't hotshot the belts around too much. That's what happened with with the tag team titles, the tag team women titles on the main roster, and that weren't great. And I think you're going to end up hotshotting them around. They've hotshotted in recent times. NXT has hotshotted some titles around the North American title, especially being one of them that has suffered from that kind of treatment. So, do I think The Way are going to win? I think they should win it, but I think maybe for a bit longer hold off on that and have Shotzi and Ember retain. I think the Robert Stone brand's got to be the one to put an end to Shotzi Blackheart, because of this entire time they've been talking about that. And I think now you've got to get to an end point with Blackheart getting her comeuppance. She's a face, but getting her comeuppance for running over Robert Stone so many times. That comedy factor, maybe they'll be the ones to take the belt. So I'm going to say that the tag champ's going to retain. I'm changing my mind on the fly here, because it was always going to be The Way up until this moment. I'm going to go with Ember Moon and Shotzi Blackheart to retain. Now, a match I'm looking forward to is a match that was always going to happen, and the fact that they haven't taken the belt off Escobar or Devlin in this entire pandemic just to lead up to this, and they've finally got their moment to do it now. The unification, the Cruiserweight Champion of America, Santos Escobar, versus the real Cruiserweight Champion, Jordan Devlin. As you can tell, what am I saying, who I'm going for here. But it's that Jordan Devlin won the belt back at Worlds Collide last January, and he didn't get much time with it in America. He went to the UK, and he had defences. That was great, because we got to see a mid-card title on NXT UK. I think that's great. And now you've got the Heritage Cup on NXT UK as well, so it's a lot of good shit. And I think this is one of them things. It's like, both of them, I think they should have just kept it apart, split the belt, and then make it into something. Like, they're both Cruiserweight belts, but I think change Devlin's belt to no longer be a Cruiserweight Championship. Make it a mid-card championship in NXT UK. Because you have the Heritage Cup, which is, I don't know what the Heritage Cup really is. It's a belt, it's a title thing, it's defended. It's unique because it's not a championship belt. It's great. And I think it gets you the NXT UK title shot, which is great. It's IWGP style, NXT style, and New Japan style, with their whole Intercontinental title. And then you get, and if the only way you can get as world title shot is if you win the Intercontinental title, well, then they combine the two belts, and that's all gone out the window. But yeah, most of the time you had to win one to go for the other. Right, and then this match, let's get to this. Escobar Devlin, going to be an amazing match. Ladder match, it opens up that no disqualification thing, that room for shenanigans, that room for Legado del Fantasma to get involved and take and help Escobar win. But I don't think it's going to pay off. I think Devlin is going to walk away with the belt. I think he's going to find a way to overcome the odds, because I feel like Devlin's going into this as the face. It's two heels, but Devlin's a heel in the UK. Escobar's the heel in the United States. So Devlin in the United States, he is going in as the babyface, and it works, I think, because he can come back to UK and be that heel character still, because he's not in America. And I think having him in America or the UK with the belt, I think he can defend it in America for a while, and the world's going to open back up hopefully soon and free of travel. Then he can defend in both America and the United Kingdom, and we can see that great thing of that belt going on. And I think that's the right way to do it. So I'm going to go with the Irish Ace, Jordan Devlin, to win the Cruiserweight title, to keep the title, to become undisputed champion. He's going to overcome the odds to do it. Now, the co-main event of NXT Takeover, Stand and Deliver as a whole, really, this big build since NXT Takeover. Shit, what was the name of it? The last NXT Takeover event, I forgot what it was called. Was it some Valentine's Massacre? Or am I making that up in my head? I think I am making that one up in my head. It may have been. Yeah, that, whatever it was called. And you had the whole thing at the end of it with Undisputed Era, and the fucking shocking turn of Adam Cole turning on Kyle O'Reilly, turning on the Undisputed Era, and the breakdown of the Undisputed Era. Bobby Fish is going to come back to chaos, really, when he returns. And they've built Kyle O'Reilly up as a good singles competitor. Perfectly done, but in this whole Undisputed Era thing, I think the one who loses out is Bobby Fish, because he's been injured so much, he hasn't been able to have a build on anything. Roddy Strong and Bobby Fish could be a tag team still, but I don't see anything with that. Roddy Strong's done with the Undisputed Era. The Undisputed Era is completely done with. I'd love this to be a thing of these two rip each other to pieces, and it's that thing of gaining respect again and hold it, like bring it all together. But I can see all four members of the Undisputed Era being involved in this match. Fish's return, Strong getting involved, unsanctioned match. Anything can go. Anything can happen here. And I think in the end of it, there only can be one winner. There only can be Kyle O'Reilly to win it. Adam Cole did all this shit. He's been the bad guy. He's ripped apart the Undisputed Era. He tried to end Kyle O'Reilly's career with that suplex brain buster on the steps. I don't know what it was. And they did a real big thing on that and him being stretched out. And all this. And it just worked so much. And then the thing with Adam Cole turning on Roderick Strong. And it's been amazingly done. And I think in the end of it, Kyle O'Reilly's got to win it. Kyle O'Reilly's got to get that win. This could be a big move forward for Adam Cole, maybe. We all know night after WrestleMania, you see your debuts of wrestlers from NXT onto the main roster. We had it in the past with Paige. Maybe an Adam Cole debut on the main roster. I don't want to see it, but maybe that's what they're going to happen. But my money here, Kyle O'Reilly's going to win it. And Kyle O'Reilly's going to eventually win the NXT title. But for now, Kyle O'Reilly's going to win the unsanctioned match over Adam Cole. A lot of fucking brutality. A lot of wrestlers involved probably. We're going to see Roderick and Bobby Fish probably come back and get involved in it. It's going to be an interesting match. It's going to be an interesting one. There's too many matches to call one the best match of the fucking night. But I think on night 2 this is going to be match of the night for sure. And then the main event, a match that's going to be amazing. Karrion Kross trying to reclaim his NXT title from Finn Balor, because Kross won the belt against Keith Lee at NXT TakeOver 30 last June, was it? Got injured in that match, tore his shoulder, had to relinquish the belt before he even got to really hold it. The person who knows a lot about that, the guy who won the belt in the Fatal 4-Way Iron match, Mr. Fergal Devitt, Finn Balor, when he won the Universal title in 2016 and became the first ever champion, beating Seth Rollins at SummerSlam, he tore his shoulder or something. He did something to his shoulder. He broke his shoulder or something. Had to relinquish the belt, and he never really hit them heights again. And so Balor gets it, and it's this big thing of they both have that shared thing, and these two are going to rip each other apart for this NXT belt. And I can see Karrion Kross. It seemed they had big things in store for Karrion Kross, and I think they're going to just circle back to it now that he's back from injury, and he's going to kill Finn Balor. He's going to kill him. He's going to take the belt. Balor can go away for a bit. Balor can go to NXT UK, you know. He had his little build last year before this whole pandemic shit. He started building this thing up with Volta. So maybe he'll go to UK and carry on a thing with Volta and try and win the NXT UK title. Might be a good idea. Obviously, Balor's a big name in wrestling. That's the way you do it. I mean, Volta's a massive name in wrestling as well, especially on the independent scene in the UK and this side of the world. WXW in Germany and all that. But yeah, and I can see this is going to go one way, which is for Karrion Kross to lock in the straitjacket and take back what he never lost, the NXT Championship. that's it for NXT Takeover Stand and Deliver. But we have one more event. It's the NXT UK Prelude, which will go on tomorrow night at 8 PM before NXT Takeover Night 2 of Stand and Deliver. So it's a bit out of order, but I thought I'd put this on the end of it because there's no point making a video for 3 matches. And it's all links in NXT and their big events. And the first one, Tyler Bate, Mr. Tyler Bate, a guy who first ever NXT UK champion. When it was back then the United Kingdom champion, just not even NXT. NXT UK didn't exist. Against Noam Dar, winner will get a shot at the Heritage Cup against A-Kid, I'm pretty sure. It was something like that. Yeah, I mean, I want to see Dar win, but I can't see Noam Dar winning against Tyler Bate. Tyler Bate's just the big guy, and I mean, he trained at the same wrestling. He started his training in the same wrestling academy. He's from my area, same school, same shit. I can't back against Tyler Bate, especially with him, which he loved him, and he's coming back from losing to A-Kid in that NXT Heritage Cup tournament. And then I think they're going to build Noam Dar and Shah Samuels, their little tag team thing versus Mustache Man at some point. That's going to happen at some point. I think Mustache Man will win there, but that's something else. I think they should have put Shah Samuels back with fucking Jack Jester. Is Jack Jester? Yeah, the Kinky Party up from ICW. Bring him into it and have that tag team happen in NXT UK. Make it a fucking. I mean, Shah Samuels is a heel, but make him the face and have that fucking big thing, and then they can challenge. But for this, it's got to be Tyler Bate. He's going to beat Noam Dar. He's going to take the belt. There's no other way around that. That's all there is to it. We're not going to take the belt. He's going to go against A-Kid, probably beat A-Kid, because it always circles back into Bate in the NXT UK title scene. Now, this is a weird thing, because it's not a takeover, is it? It's a weird thing. Pretty Deadly aren't defending their tag titles on it. Kairi isn't defending her women's title on it. It's just all weirdly done. A-Kid ain't defending the Heritage Cup. It's very uniquely done. But you've got Miko Satomura and Amelia McKenzie, aka Millie McKenzie, taking on Kaylee Ray, the NXT UK Women's Champion, and Isla Dawn. I mean, I don't know why they picked Isla Dawn. They just threw a tag team partner at her, and Isla Dawn's been quite a fucking jobber in NXT UK, it seems, for a long time. They tried to start building up, I guess, with the video packages and all that. Something massive, and I think she's going to be there to take the pin, because when Kairi loses the belt, it's going to be to Satomura or it's going to be to McKenzie. I think McKenzie's the better option. I want Satomura to win it. I'd love to see Satomura versus McKenzie for the belt, and I'd love to see it be that McKenzie overcomes Satomura for the belt more than Satomura overcoming McKenzie for the belt. Bigger fight feel of McKenzie being this youngster. I don't know how old she is. Last time I checked, she was like 18 or something. Don't know how old she is now. But yeah, so I'm my money's on Amelia McKenzie and Satomura. I don't know Satomura. I'm gonna have to get a fucking name because I can't pronounce it. It is. I have to fucking find the names. This is difficult. Miko Satomura. That's the name. Miko Satomura. And Amelia McKenzie. That's all I've got to say to that. And then the last match of this video to predict the second part of the NXT UK title shit. I mean, I've got the old one with the WWE badge on it, the United Kingdom belt, before it got the NXT badge. But yes, the NXT UK title, Volta versus Rampage Brown, NXT UK title. The reason that Ciampa can't win the belt against Volta tonight, as I'm recording this. So my money is on Rampage Brown winning this. Volta's needed that someone to take it. I thought Ilya Dragunov was going to be the one to do it, because it seemed like they were going to build this, and Ilya Dragunov now is off the title scene. He's got his thing with Sam Gradwell, I think it was. He was having his little Healy issue thing. Well, just aggressive face, Ilya Dragunov. And now I think they're going to get back to the thing where it's going to be Ilya Dragunov fighting for a title again, but Rampage Brown is new into this, and I don't think they can really make him lose here. But I don't think they can make. It's a tough one because either man could win this, because they could give Brown the belt, and then that's it. Push him as big as holy shit, he's the one who beat Volta for the belt, and then have him on a big domination spree before someone comes and beats him. Don't know who. Maybe Ilya Dragunov, or you have Finn Balor. Have Rampage Brown as transition champion for now. Balor come in and take the belt. Or you have Volta retain, and that opens up the Balor feud to return. Then it could also build Ilya Dragunov to finally make that step. He's taken his time away. He's fought Gradwell. He's had his aggressive side, and he uses that aggression. Comes back for Volta and takes the belt. There's so many men who are so built right now to take that belt. Rampage Brown could take it. Joe Coffey isn't going to take it, but Joe Coffey's a good one who could take it. Ilya Dragunov, Finn Balor. Volta isn't holding that belt for much longer. I know that much. It's who beats him for that belt. And I think I'm going to go with Rampage Brown to win the belt. So yeah. And at the end of the WrestleMania predictions, I'm going to put a fucking thing, like list of all my fucking predictions for every match across all the wrestling, so that you can keep up with it. And by then, all the NXT ones will be done, so you'll be able to see how I'm doing at that point when I record that. But that's going to be it for this video. We have went 50 minutes ish of me making predictions and talking about a lot of shit. So yeah, I would put the mask on to end this, but I'm going to end this. I mean, I made myself a new outro, didn't I? By in a way out video, I started to do the Kenny Omega thing, and it became something that stuck. And you'll see that when it comes to more way out episodes, and also, actually, you may not have even seen it by now. I may have not done it in a way out episode by now, but that is something that I started doing. Spoiler alert. And also in the football videos I do as well. So I think I've got to kind of keep it going here, and it's going to be the new outro, and we're going to do it holding the belt. So for now, I bid you a goodbye, mwah, and a good night. Bam!